Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
And this is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Whether you call it the PCH, the Pacific Coast Highway, the Oregon Coast Highway, or Highway 101, Oregon's,
this is it.
Oregon's Central Coast has got a lot to offer. And we're going to take a drive. We're going to show you from south of where we're staying down to Florence, north of where we're staying up to Depoe Bay, and take you along the Oregon coast and let you see what this beautiful area has to offer.
Come along.
Now we're going to start just north of where we were staying in South Beach at Newport. And the first thing you see when you go into Newport is Yaquina Bay State Park. Now this is home of a beautiful lighthouse. And this lighthouse is a lot different than what we've seen on a lot of lighthouses.
It sure was.
It's a two-story house with a lighthouse on the top. And the inside looks like you've taken a step back in time. We start there at the kitchen and the pantry. We go on into the formal sitting room. And there's pictures there of what the lighthouse has looked like through the years.
I always feel like I was born in the wrong era.
It's really, really nicely done. The sewing room, the bedroom, and the view out the front door.
Oh my gosh.
It is really, really a beautiful spot. And the views around there are absolutely amazing. And that is the Yaquina Bay Bridge, which is what 101 comes across the bay, and that's what divides all of the area of Newport to the north of it.
What a view.
So while we're in Newport, we're going to go to the historic Bayfront district. And this is an area on the little peninsula there by the bay. And you talk about feeling like taking a step back in time.
Oh yeah.
They honor their sea. There's no doubt about it. This is a fishing community, crabbing community. When you go down the street of the historic Bayfront, one side is restaurants, shops. The other side is all where the boats pull up and the fish is processed. There's a couple of nice little piers that go out there. And you get some beautiful views of the bay. And the bridge. Now, this is a place called Moe's, and Moe's has quite the history. That was the owner there. She passed a few years back, but there's 6 locations, 2 here almost across the street from each other. I think we saw 4 of the 6 locations
I think so, yeah.
while we were combing the coast. Lots of murals and everything, again, honoring the sea.
Mm-hmm. It's so casual up here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem lazy, it just seems laid back. It's just a comfortable pace.
Yeah.
What a beautiful bridge, too.
It sure is.
Now, the back sides of some of those have outdoor seating with the restaurants and places to hang out. It's just really relaxing. And like every little town, it has to have a Ripley's.
Yeah. Yeah. All kinds of shops.
Yeah. And all of the fish packing and fish processing across the street.
Yeah.
And they're all painted up like that. We stopped at Bow Wow Meow. It kind of looked like Maggie's Closet there.
Yeah. She perks up every time we go in those stores. She says, oh, my shopping.
What an amazing little town, though. Now, on the north side of Newport, we came to the Yaquina Head Outstanding Natural Area. This is actually managed by the BLM, and if you have an Oregon pass for their parks, or if you have a national park pass, either way it will get you into this.
Again, stunning views.
This also has a lighthouse on it. The Yaquina Head Lighthouse is actually the tallest lighthouse in Oregon. Now they do offer guided tours occasionally, and you can check at their visitor center to see if they happen to be offering any on the day that you arrive. And it's a pretty nice size little lighthouse.
What a view right there.
Mm-hmm. Now, on that flat rock out there are the sea lions enjoying the sunshine. And while we were there, the tide was fairly low in the beginning, but it kept coming in. And there was less and less space for the sea lions on that rock. So after a while, you'd start to see the sea lions out in the water, and you'd see fewer of them on the rocks. There's also whale watching out there. Now you can take the steps down. There's a nice observation area, and you can take it on down to the beach.
And this beach is so diverse.
There were surfers out there.
Yeah.
It was very diverse.
Areas all rocky and other areas all sandy and other areas dunes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it surprised us at the dunes that we see up there. And we'll show you some of those as we go along. Well, next up at Otter Rock is Devil's Punchbowl. This is a very unique formation, real easy to get to and see from the parking area. But that is the Devil's Punchbowl out there. And when you get a good shot down into it, you can see the Devil's Punchbowl arch there. The water will come into that from the side, and when the tide is a little bit higher, you'll see it spouting out.
Yeah, it spouts the water out.
Now from there, we're going to go on up towards Depoe Bay, and this is Whale Cove. Whale Cove is really a beautiful area. There's not really an easy way to see it. We ended up walking along the back side of a guardrail and standing on the edge of a bridge on the wrong side of the guardrail to get a couple of these pictures. But it
was worth it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And our next stop was Depoe Bay. Depoe Bay is known for two things. First, it's the world's smallest harbor. This is on the side of the bridge opposite the ocean, and that's all the bigger the harbor is.
It is so cute.
It's a really neat little town. Again, another step back in time. But the other thing they're known for is whale watching. It's known as the whale watching capital.
You see some people gathered, you know they're watching them, and they'll even point them out for you.
And that's just opposite those little stores, just across the street from those stores that we were showing you. That's the shoreline. And again, they're very proud of their Pacific Ocean heritage, the fishing industry, the whaling. The wall there behind that are people that have lost their lives to the sea. Beautiful old storefronts. And Depoe Bay, that little town, is probably maybe 3 or 4 blocks long.
Yeah.
It's just a very, very small little sea town. Has a brewery. It's got a few of the more modern type attractions. But next up is Pirate Cove. Pirate Cove is just to the north edge of the downtown of Depoe Bay. And again, there's places that you can drive back, and you have beach access to some of these views back here that are just amazing. Boiler Bay, just a little bit further north out of Depoe Bay, is really, really something to see. Those waves come in and spout up in the air just like they were boiling. And the coastline.
It's hard to find words to describe what you're seeing because it is so magnificent.
And it changes every few miles.
Yeah.
We went up to Pelican Brewing, and this is a really neat little microbrewery with excellent food. And this is the sight from outside. It's driftwood all the way along this beach.
It sure blew me away.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
We were there at low tide, and the driftwood and everything was out there, easy to see. This is part of their brewing equipment that they have just inside the door. They've got quite a nice menu. And Cathy and I both gravitated to the same thing. Probably one of the best raspberry ales that I've had. And after that, we both had Reuben's. She had it with a house salad. I had it with onion rings. You can tell who the health conscious one is here.
Well, for that day.
And these guys, I don't know if they were waiting on a table or exactly what they were doing out front, but
I think they've been in a skirmish.
there's a leg laying there. That's not a good sign.
I want the table first.
Well, next up, we went inland about 12 miles to Drift Creek Falls. This is 12 miles inland from 101. Do allow yourself a little time. The 12 miles is a nice paved road, but it's narrow, it's twisty, and it takes about a half hour to get there. But we decided it was time for getting into the forest and getting a hike. This is round trip about a 3.6 mile hike, and worth every bit of it.
Oh my gosh, yes. And it was pretty casual. There wasn't a whole lot of climbing and
Yeah, there was
It was gradual.
a little grade to it, and that
You
was about it.
definitely were making your way down and then up, but
The waters that you see along the way are just as crystal clear as
Yeah.
can be. Tons of ferns. When you get back there, there's a huge suspension bridge. Well, huge long, not huge wide.
it was long, yes.
And when you get out on that bridge, that's where you can start to see the falls. And the falls were incredible. There are people down there at the bottom to help kind of gauge the size. It's a nice size fall.
You can't hardly see them, they're so little. That was about as close as you could get right there on the bottom.
When you get across the bridge, don't stop. There's about another 0.2 of a mile
Yeah,
that
trail.
it does a switchback and takes you down there to the base of it. Definitely worth about a 3.6 mile. I think we spent about 2.5 hours because we spent a lot of time
Yeah.
down at the falls taking pictures.
Just hanging out.
But definitely worth it. Now, up here there's a lot of scenic points and vistas. The Little Creek Cove scenic point didn't disappoint. We also had another nice shot of the Bay Bridge up here that's between the towns of Bayshore to the north and Waldport to the south.
That was amazing right there.
And Devils Churn.
Yeah.
You can see that lava tube open partway back and the ocean waters moving around in there. It was a nice overlook, but a very short trail going down to it where you can see the coastline and you can really see Devil's
You can
Churn up close.
Walk right down on it, yeah.
When you come back onto the trail, if you keep going, it will bring you over around that point over into another bay, and the wave action coming in there is just incredible to watch. We went further south now to the another lighthouse, and this is a lighthouse that is still functional because when we came back through in the evening we could see it
Yeah.
spinning,
Yeah.
and the Bay Bridge right there with that. This was a very unique bridge. It was built like a 2-story bridge almost, but only with one lane of traffic,
Yeah.
or one level of traffic. And there you can see the dunes out there in the distance. Now, Florence is a really neat little town, and this is their Old Town district. Again, it's another step back through time.
It was so fun walking through there.
We stopped at BJ's Ice Cream and decided it was okay to get a little treat.
That's right.
Huckleberry ice cream and Bing cherry ice cream, and they were both great. Their markers there tell you how far it is to Florence in different places around the country and around the world. They've got a nice boardwalk out along the water, nice marina.
A little bit of shopping.
Beautiful little park right there along the water. This is the Old Harbor Theater, and it says shoes up there now where it used to say the theater. But that was on our way out to the Dean Creek Elk Viewing Area. This is at Reedsport, just off of 101 onto 38, just by a couple of miles. And you can see them out there in the distance. We had Cathy do some with her long lens and got some absolutely amazing pictures of all the elk out there.
Even the elk are casual.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's nature of every kind on the Central Oregon coast.
There sure is.
Whether you're looking at waterfalls, rivers, the water history that there is everywhere, and now even elk herds. It's amazing. So what did you think of our time along the Central Oregon coast?
I have loved it. It was really surprising. I've never spent much time up here.
Third week of July, it's been middle 60s all week, upper 50s at night. It has just been wonderful weather.
It sure has.
So with that, we want to thank you for coming along on this great journey with us. If you've enjoyed it, leave us a thumbs up today. We sure do appreciate it. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe, ring that notification bell, and that way you'll know where all of our journeys take all of us together twice each week.
That's right. And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.